In this video, I'm about to show you how to start utilizing the most direct marketing channels out there, text and email marketing. But what's up guys, my name is Chris Labat and I'm one of the founders of Start My Store. I've been doing this whole text and email thing for a little while, so I figured that I would put together this full guide. Whether it's starting out growing your list with pop-ups, embedded forms, fixing all your settings, setting up your automations, your flows, and then even up to sending out your first few campaigns. If you make it to the end of this video and you're thinking to yourself, this is way too much work, I don't want to learn this entire skill from the ground up and I'd rather someone who does this full time handle it for me, we would love to. With that being said, we linked our website down in the description to book a call with me and our team and we'll get you taken care of. Now that we got all of that out of the way, let's get straight into the videos.
All right. So this is going to be kind of an overview of the Klaviyo dashboard. I'm going to go through this briefly because each of these sections will have a couple videos explaining more in depth. This is just for you to get a better understanding of what's going on when you go into Klaviyo. So when you land on the home page, it's going to show you, let me refresh it real quick. It's kind of going to show you revenue, some of your flows, recent campaigns. You can edit this how you want it. This dashboard doesn't really matter. Then we're going to have campaigns. So this is going to be, it's going to show you performance of your emails and show you all your campaigns that you sent out. Then you can also create campaigns up here in the top right. Pretty basic. Then we got the flow section. So this is very important. Make sure you set up your flows. There's going to be videos about all these flows in the future. You can create a flow up here. This is kind of just a rundown of what this is. Sign up forms. This is where you're going to collect data from, whether there's a bunch of different form options, but this is sign up forms are whether they're embedded forms on your websites, pop-ups, things like that. Also, there's different apps we're going to tell you about on how to collect more and more data. So at the top right, as usual, you can create your sign up forms. Then you got your audience tab. So this is going to be your lists and your segments. So lists are bulk lists where people just get added to whenever they join, let's say through Shopify, through a form, through wherever they come from, they're probably going to get added to a list depending on how you have it set up. There's also segments. Segments are how to make smaller groups of people out of those lists. So say you want to segment people that have bought over $100 from you, you can make a segment. Anything you could think of, you can make a segment of people with the data Klaviyo and Shopify share. Then you have profiles. So this is just going to go through all the profiles that you have. It's going to tell you how many active profiles you have, how many suppressed profiles you have. Active are people that can receive emails right now. Suppressed are people who are in your suppressed list and aren't opening or interacting with your emails. You can also search people's emails through here. If you need to edit somebody's or delete them, etc., you can do whatever here. In the content section, we have templates. Templates are your best friend when creating emails. For example, we just created this template right here. We're going to go over how to make this template in another video, but basically you can take a template and copy it and reuse it over and over and over again, whether that's when you're making flows, you're sending out campaigns, so that your brand looks the same no matter what emails you're sending out. So those are very important. You can also use, they have templates you can use as a template library. You can go through, you can take elements from certain ones. How I created this one, which you'll see in a little bit, is taking elements from pre-made templates and then creating your own template. Universal content is basically sections like these that you can edit across all your emails, or you can add it to emails. It's like a smaller version of templates. You also create emails in here as well. Products, this isn't really important. I wouldn't worry about it. It just shows what products that you have on your store. Images and brand. Let's go through here. This is just all the images you've uploaded. Brand stuff, if you want to style your headers, things like that, and your fonts. You can all edit all of this stuff as well when you're creating emails. Coupons, we can go in here. So this is just if you have any discount codes that you want to add in here. You're usually just going to make your Shopify discount codes in Shopify, so I wouldn't really worry about this page. Analytics, you can kind of just go through and look at your different dashboards on how your stuff is performing, different metrics, different benchmarks, reports, all that. Conversations, if people respond to your emails or things like that, you can view them in here. So when someone like texts back a number or emails back, you can kind of check that in here. that's really the basics of the dashboard. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hey, how's it going, guys? So today I'm going to show you how to set up an embedded form on your store. This can be used to link to a QR code to where you can basically collect customer data, aka emails, phone numbers, much easier at in-person pop-ups. So let's hop right into it. So I'm going to go here to create sign up form. I'm in Klaviyo right now. If you go to sign up forms, and you simply go to create sign up form. So for here, we're going to go to all types. We're going to hit embed. From there, we're going to go to coupon code at checkout. You're going to select your email subscriber list. You're going to go to newsletter or your main list. Create form. Okay, so now we're here. So this is basically what your form is going to look like until you customize it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to add some blocks. So the first one, we're going to put some text input, and this will be used for their name. So we'll simply go to profile property, look for first name, then put the placeholder text, his first name as well. Okay. Then we're also going to drag this here. We're going to go back, and then we're going to need to add a phone number field. Let's just take that, drag that here. There we go. So along with the phone number field, you'll also get the SMS disclosure, which is just showing them what they're signing up for, privacy policy and terms, things like that. So we're going to customize this text. We're going to say get 15% off because that's what this store does. Reveal coupon code by entering your email. They're not just entering their email, so instead of email, we're going to say enter your info. All right. So now we need to make these little blocks match up. If you can see, they're not exactly aligned perfectly right here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to check the padding right here. So we can see this has 6 padding on the right, 6 padding on the left. And this one has the same thing, so we need to make the email one match. So you can see this is 10. Let's change that to 6. Change that to 6. Bam, so just like that, they're exactly even, right? So this button, the way I usually like to do this is I'll stretch the width. That way it takes up the entire thing. Move the button up here above the disclosure because the button's kind of the most important part to make sure that they submit their information. Then after that, you could also up the font on this text right here so it pops more. Of course, you want to have your own brand fonts put in here. So customize all those. Put those as the fonts that match up to your site, match up to your emails, have a consistent brand across all platforms. So this is good to go. After this, after you've collected all their information, they're going to hit reveal coupon. Then they're going to go to their success tab. And that's basically just going to give them the coupon code. And for this, you can also just use the welcome code, so you don't have to give several different discounts because they're joining your newsletter right now. So the welcome code is what you give them whenever they join your newsletter. Short and sweet. So now once they get the success, they'll get the discount. They'll know what it's for. Use this code for 15% off of your cart at checkout. And that's how it's done. You hit publish. You're all good to go.
All right, so in the last video you just watched, you just learned how to make an embedded form. Now I'm going to show you how to actually embed it on your website and then make a QR code that you can use at your pop-up shops. So there's 2 different methods to do it depending on your type of store, and I'm going to go over both of them. So you will have to watch the whole video to find out what type of store you have. So when you're in your embedded form, you're going to hit targeting and behavior, and then you're going to find the embed code section, and you're just going to copy this code right here. Then you're going to go to Shopify, hit the 3 dots. Now, this has to be your live theme. This has to be your current theme that you're using, or else it won't work. Hit the 3 dots, hit edit code. Left side, templates, hit add a new template, then find page, and then name it sign up. And see on the left side, these are .json. All these templates, or at least most of them, are going to be .json. If the majority are .json, leave it as .json. If they're .liquids, make it a .liquid. But they're JSON, so we're going to do that. Now hit done. Now we're going to exit. Now we're going to go to pages. Now we are going to create a new page. I'm just going to call this one testing because I already have a sign up form because I was doing this earlier. So you called the page sign up. So on the right side, you see themes template. Don't choose default. It won't work. Find the one that you said that called sign up and then save it. Now go to your navigation, add a menu, just call it sign up, and then name it sign up again. And then find, to link it, you're going to link it to the pages, and then you're going to find sign up and then save it. Now, the reason we're doing that is because we have to find the URL to basically attach that to the QR code, or you're going to delete this afterwards. So then hit customize, go to your footer, and add a block, and then go ahead and just add a menu. And then change the menu to your sign up menu. And then you can save it. And now you can go to your sign up menu. You can just go ahead and click on the link and hit sign up. On the left side, you're going to hit add section, apps, Klaviyo embedded form. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to paste your embedded form. Now, it's not going to show up right now because this store and the Klaviyo account aren't linked together, but your form will show up right here. Now you can save it. Now you can go ahead and view your live store. So it's going to go up, find your URL. If it pulls up your .my Shopify URL, it doesn't matter, but I would just find your just regular URL link. Then you're going to scroll to the bottom, find sign up, and you're going to copy this. Keep in mind your sign up form will be here if you did what I just did. It's just not showing up because the Klaviyo isn't linked with the Shopify store. So I'm just showing you to show you how to do it. So then we copy this link, and then we go over to Canva. Then we're going to look up QR code. Or sorry, let's just Google it. I'm going to do it from the Google part. Let's just look up Canva free QR code. Then free QR code generator. Then generate a QR code. Then use in a new design. And then just do custom size and just do like 1,000 by 1,000 or 2,000 by 2,000. It doesn't really matter. Now you're just going to enter your URL and you're going to generate the code, and now you have your QR code. Now you can edit this page however you want, and then you can print it out, and this is what you're going to use to have people come sign up on your website. Now, if what I did earlier in your Shopify theme, if when you went to go add the Klaviyo embedded form app to your site and it didn't give you an option to add it, this is how you're going to do it. So you're going to go and copy your code. You're going to go back. Well, let me delete this. You're going to go back to your coding section. Whoops. You're going to go back to the code, hit edit code, find the page you just made. So it's going to be called the sign up page. Delete all of this, and there shouldn't, if it didn't show up then there's probably nothing in here, but if there is something in here, delete it and paste your Klaviyo form. Hit save. Whoops. Well, actually, I have to do this in a store that it actually does it on. 1 second. Let's say we wanted to do it on this store. Let's publish this. I'll be right back when it's published. All right, now that's published, let's go ahead and edit the code. And now we're going to have to make a new sign-up form for this type of store. So we're going to add a new template page, and see how most of these are dot liquids. So we're going to change it to a dot liquid and name it sign up, just like we did before. Hit done. And we're going to paste our Klaviyo in there. And then just like the same steps before, we're going to go to pages. We're going to add a page. I'm just going to name it something random. And then we're going to find sign up and save it. Now you can go back to your online store, hit customize, find the page you just made. And then it's not going to show up here, but it will show up in your store. And you will have everything that you need. And then you can basically do what I did before, add the link to your menu, then open up your store, click on the link, get the website link, and then make your QR code, and then you're good to go. All right, so I'm going to show you guys how to connect your Postscript to your Shopify store. Now, there's not really a reason why you should have to connect them because they're automatically connected, but I'm going to kind of go through how to go through that process really quickly. So if you don't have Postscript at all, you're going to go to the search bar, hit apps and sales channels, go to the Shopify app store, and then once you get there, you're going to search up Postscript. Now you're going to install it. Then it's automatically going to be integrated into your Shopify store. But if you don't do it to the Shopify app store, the only other way to create a Postscript account is to go to their website. And then with their website, you have to put in your Shopify URL. And your Shopify URL is in your settings. You're going to go scroll down to domains, and it's the .myshopify URL that Shopify gives you. You just paste that in here and start your free trial. So that's really the only ways to use Postscript because it's for Shopify. So very simple. You just create your account and it automatically connects it, or you do it right through Shopify and it automatically connects it as well. All right, so I'm going to go over two very important things that if you do not listen to this, your list will not grow. When I say please watch this video from the front to the back. If you don't watch any other videos in this course, please watch this one because your lists will not grow. Now, this is going to be two parts to it. There's going to be a Shopify part, and then there's going to be a Klaviyo part. So in Shopify, at the bottom left, you're going to hit settings. Then you're going to scroll down, and you're going to go to notifications. Then scroll. And there's another video in this thing telling you how to edit these emails. So this is just for double opt-ins. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of background. What is a double opt-in? If someone subscribes to my list on Shopify, like at the bottom of your store, maybe you have like the subscribe to our list thing, they're going to get an email that says confirm your subscription. You do not want that because people forget to confirm and you will lose that data. But those people are interested because they subscribed in the first place. So right here, these are going to be checked. Shopify automatically checks these. Make sure they are unchecked and then make sure to hit save. Save will be at the top right corner. Uncheck these and save it. Now, the second part to this is in Klaviyo. Now, this one's a little more difficult, but I'll show you how to do it. So on the left side, you're going to go to your lists and segments. Now, keep in mind, this store has a bunch of different lists and whatever. Don't worry about it. We're just going to use this one for example, updated Memphis list. So this is for lists specifically. So basically where your contacts are going to come from Shopify, or maybe you have a sign-up form and it goes to a list. This is very important. So you're going to click on your list. Then you're going to hit settings. And then you're going to hit consent. Now, make sure it says double opt-ins is automatically confirmed. You need to check single opt-ins or people will not be subscribed to your list when they opt in. So make sure to hit single opt-ins. And that's all for this video. So I'll see you guys in the next video. All right. So This video is the prereq video to watching how to create your template. This is going to give you a lot of information, so please don't skip through this video. Watch this one and then watch the template video and then watch the graphic video. We put these videos in order for a reason. So on the left side of your dashboard on Klaviyo, you're going to hit templates. Now in your template library, this can make your life a lot easier. These are a bunch of pre-made templates that you can edit however you like to make your graphics. Now, in the next video, I'm going to go over how to actually build out your template, but this is just the prereq of how to understand some of the settings and things like that. So we're going to go to one that I've already built out, and I'm going to show you the settings. But if you wanted to create an email, you could use these. But this is just a prereq video to show you settings. The next video will actually teach you how to make the template. Now, let's go ahead and edit it. So in this one, we have a header, an image, some text, a button, more text, all this stuff. So on the left side, let's say you had nothing in here, right? On the left side, you have blocks for text, you have blocks for images. You can split, so make it 50-50. You can add buttons. You can add your header bar, which is what this is. You can add shadows. You can add horizontal rules, which is just straight lines like you see right here. It gets highlighted, but underneath those buttons, you see that black line. You add your social links, you can add spacers, you can add products, you can add tables, columns, and sections. So all of these are very, very simple. I'm going to go over them in the next video. I'm going to go ahead and pull a button over though. Actually, let's go through each one. So we pull text in. Your text looks like this. You can edit your text a bunch of different ways. So obviously you have your main things that you want to do. Most of the time you want to center it. So you just center your text there. If you want to change your fonts, if you want to change the weight of your font or things like that, you can do that in here. Maybe you want to bold it. There's a bunch of different things you can do here. If you want to change your size of your font, if you want to make the background of your text a color, if you want to add a border, if you want to make it so there's less padding on these sides, depending on how long your text is, you can do that here. So you can simply just go up and down, and you can edit that. Now you can add a background right here. So say you wanted it to be black. You're going to have to highlight your text, and you're going to change your text to white. So then you can have a black email with white text. So that's fairly simple. Text is very easy to work with. There's lots of settings. Most of them you won't have to use. You basically just want to change some of the things that I just went over. Then we have images. So we can drag in an image. So in an image, a lot of things you're going to have to do is you're going to have to add your links. So make sure all your images should be linked somewhere. So maybe that's your website. Whatever you want to do, make sure you link every image to your website's shop page. You can align it, so you can add a background, border, padding. Just like all of them have these basic settings that you're going to see. Most of the time, you're not going to have to do anything with images. So let's say I pull in this image right here. It's already max width. It's already like the full size of the screen, so we don't have to do anything. But if you wanted to change things, you could. You could add a border around it. You can add really anything that you like to do with your emails, you can do. But there are options in Klaviyo to do that. So I'm going to delete this because we don't need it. Let's go back to our header bar. So you can change on desktop and mobile, it might look different. So on desktop, you can change it to where you want your logo, if you want it in the center, different things there. If you want to change it on mobile, you scroll down a little bit. Let's click mobile. You can make it stacked. You can make it all stacked, left. There's a bunch of different settings you can play around with here to make it exactly how you like it. Let's go back. So splits, we can throw in a split if we want. So basically it's going to be like up and down. You can change your split. Basically just adding different text, or you can change them to images. However you want to do, you can use splits. Splits are also very similar to a couple other elements in here. Buttons are also easy. You just drag them in. If you want them full width, you can click full width. If you want to change the color of your button, you can do that here. If you want to make it transparent, quote unquote transparent, all F's for white, all zeros for black, or if you want to play around with that, you can. You can add a border. You can make it full width. You can remove the corner radius to make it sharp corners. There's a bunch of different settings you can play around with. If you want to change the color of your text, you can do that down here. There's a bunch of different things that you can play around with. Then we have social links. So you have your Instagram, make sure you link it in here. You could add, let's say you wanted to link your TikTok, you can do that here as well. You can add all your different social medias here, just make sure you link them. If you want to make them small, medium, or large, you can make them bigger. You can change them to black, change them to white. You can change them to whatever you like, or if you want to use the actual ones. I would not do it like this. I think it looks ugly. I would do it black, white, or gray. Let's keep going through here. Drop shadow is not really needed. Spacers is literally what you think it is. It's just a spacer. Just makes space. Horizontal rule, I think I just went over those, but those are these lines right here at the top. Let me click down here. So up here, you see above the picture, there's a black line. You can mess with your horizontal rules. So if you want to make it full width, if you want to change the color, if you want to make it dashed, dotted, colors, how thick do you want it to be, you can mess around with that there. Then you can add products. So you can simply click on here. You can choose a product. You can choose like a product feed that you want to do. So if you want to just add in a product, let's say you wanted to add in your mystery t-shirt, just add your product, it adds it in there. Then same thing as usual, you can change your fonts, your colors, the color of the button. Go through these settings. There's a bunch of different things you can do. You can add a background color to your block. You can change the colors, all of that. Very simple. Takes some time to get used to though. Then you have your table. We could drag in a table. Now a table this is an example of a table. So let's say I wanted to make this. All I would do is go in my table, hit my table settings. You can add columns, you can add rows. So maybe we want to do a 3x3. Now let's do a 3x2. So in the content section, you can change these between images and text. So say we want to do images on the top and text on the bottom like we did here. You can click on one, you can drag your images in wherever you like. Text, same thing. Just like all the other text sections, you can edit them the same way. Columns, it's kind of the same thing. You can just make as many columns as you want. It's just there. You typically won't ever need to use columns, but if you do, they are there. Sections as well. You don't really need to do sections. Then there's universal content. I go over this in the next video, but for an example, let's say we really like how this button looks. We can click this star. We can name it button or whatever you want to name it. Hit create. And now you can drag in this button. So let's say go to universal and we can drag in the button that we just created to any email we ever create, and it's going to say the same. Say you want to edit it slightly for this email, you can just unlink it and then you can edit it. But if you just edit this button that's linked, it's going to edit across all the emails you have that button inside, if that makes sense. But other than that, those are really the main things you have to think of. You can change the backgrounds of your entire email in the style section. Make sure to change your text if you're going to do that. But that's really all you have to go. There's a little bit more settings in here, but for the most part, that's everything. You can do the background of your template if you wanted to change that. So if we go to Gmail really quickly, I'll show you an example of what that means. Hopefully you guys don't see anything that matters. Let's go to World of Visions email. See how their backgrounds are gray. So you can make the background of your emails gray, but this is mostly just going to appear on desktop. But see how this is gray? Sometimes they're white, sometimes they're black. You can change those there. So those are the main settings you need to go over. The next video, I'll actually show you how to create this template right here. All right, so this is going to be one of the most important videos you watch in this whole series. This is basically going to teach you how to create the base template for all of your emails. So your campaigns, most of your flows will use this as well. So this is where you want to be creative and take the most time to build this out. So at the top, we have a header with our buttons. Then we have a picture. Then we have some text, a button, more text, more pictures, button, some pictures, some stuff about the brand, a thank you, and compliance. So we're kind of going to mimic this email right here and maybe make a little edits on the way. So how are we going to make this template? So we're going to go in the template section. Don't make it a campaign. Don't make it in a flow. Make it in the template section. And we're going to create a blank template. Sometimes Klaviyo sometimes takes a minute to load, so just bear with it. So we have our desktop version and our mobile version. The first thing I'm going to change that I notice is our header is weird on mobile. So on the left side, we want to make it logo stacked. Or sorry. Why is this? Oh, sorry. Scroll down, find the mobile version in the display. Here we go. Logo stacked. Sorry about that. So now we have our headers kind of how we want it. Now we're also going to go ahead and change our logo while we're in here. So if you haven't uploaded any pictures yet, you can upload them here. This is where we're going to upload any pictures, logos, anything you need, you're going to upload it in this section. But since I already know where the logo is, I'm going to go to my library and select the logo and put it in there. Now, as you can tell, that's not good. That looks way too big. So on the left side right here, again, we're going to go to max width in this section. And we're going to make it 120 because I know that's what's going to look good for this specific section. Now, yours might be a little bit different. You might have to play around with it, but you can do that here, change it around, whatever you like. You can maybe put on the left, on the right, center. Anything you want to do, you can do that in that section. Now, the next thing that we want is we're going to go ahead and add an image in here. So maybe we just throw that right here. And we're going to browse our image library. Just like if you need to upload it again, you can do that here. But I already have the image in here. So I'm going to select this. Now, since I already created this graphic, I'm going to show you how to do it in the next video. So I'm not going to go over that in this video on how to make this graphic. I'm going to go over in the next video. Okay, and the next section that we're going to add to this is we're going to add a button. So let's go ahead and drop a button. So you see I just dragged it over here. And I want to make this button full width right here. And we're going to give it a border of, let's say 2. And we're going to keep it black. And we're going to make it the color of the button white so it's transparent to the rest of your graphic. And then we're going to change your text to black. So now we're starting to get it together. So there's a few things that you can do here with your button. So if you don't want corners on there, you can change your corners. You can change the color. Maybe you want a colored button. You can do a dashed like this. You can do a dotted. There's a ton of stuff you can play around in your settings here, but I'm going to leave it as it is. There's different padding options. You can add a shadow on your button, and then you can change your text here. Okay, now the next section we're going to want to add is we're going to add some text. So I'm going to go ahead and drag in a text box. We're going to put it above the button. Now, you can kind of put whatever you want here, but I'm going to go ahead and grab the text from our other email and paste it in here and then explain why we did what we did. All right, so now that I've pulled my text in, maybe you just copied and pasted it from wherever you want to pull your text. We're going to actually center all of this text. So we can do that right here. And on the bottom part of the text, we're going to make this a little bit smaller. So we're going to maybe make this 10. So now it's starting to come together. We got some text in our email. And as you can see, this graphic like fades into our text. Now, the reason I did the text here is we want to basically be like, listen up, we dropped 2 new T's. So tell them right to the point what it is. Tell them about scarcity. You want to basically let them know that there's not a ton of stock. Even if there is, you want to basically get them to want to click on that button and shop now. let's go back to our image really quickly. We want to make sure we have our website linked in our email in every single section. So let's make sure we click on every section, and then on the left side you're going to see a link address section, and you're going to want to add your link in the buttons as well. losthearts.com. So now that we got all that in here, let's add a table. So we'll drag a table in here, and we want multiple columns. So we want to add, or sorry, yeah, let's do another. No, we only want one column, and we want 3 rows. Nope, correction. We want 1 row and 3 columns. Now, if we click on our columns, we can kind of play around with things if we want them on desktop or on mobile, but we want to go to the content part. So we actually want all of these to be images right here. So now we have 3 images that we can play with. So you can go ahead and pull in your 3 images. I'm going to go ahead and pull those in now. All right, so now we got our images pulled in. And just to kind of recap on how I did it, you just click on the image, and then it's going to say like add your image. We could replace it, and it's going to do the same thing as usual. You can either upload it, or if you already have it in your image library. And to do that, you just click on each one to edit all 3. Now we're going to add a little bit more text. So to make it easier, this is just a tip. You could just drag some text over if you wanted, but you can also duplicate this, and we can drag it below. So let's say, grab your shirt now. And then let's center that in here. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to add another button. So we're just going to copy the button we already made, and we're going to put it under the shirts. So pretty simple. I'll do it again for you. We just duplicate it and drag it down. So now your email is starting to come together. Now we're going to go ahead and delete our social links right here. And in the footer, we're going to click on this. You want to make sure you don't have your address in there. It's going to pull whatever address you put in your Klaviyo account. Just delete this. You can leave the name. Like, you can leave this footer if you want, but for this example, this brand, we're going to pull in a bunch of text. Basically, it's a thank you, and then the compliance at the bottom. So we're just going to go ahead and center all this as we typically do. And we're going to make this bottom part a bit smaller. Let's put it at 10. So then we're good to go there. Now we want to add in, as we were looking at earlier, is these, we want to add in these buttons right here, or these kind of sections. So since we already made a table, we don't have to do it again. So we can go ahead and duplicate our table, drag it below the shop button, and then in the table, we're actually going to change this up a bit. So we're going to go to table settings, and we're going to add more rows below it. We're to content, and now at the bottom, you're going to change these 3 to text. See how I did that? And then let's go ahead and change these texts. So let's say we wanted to do fast shipping as 1. We're going to drop the text to 12 too on these, make it a bit smaller so they'll all fit. And we're going to center them. So I'm going to go duplicate that for all 3, and I'll be right back. All right, so now we've got our text pasted in. Now the next thing is to grab the 3 different pictures. So let's go back to our table, and then we can replace our pictures. Now, with these pictures, like we were looking at earlier, you can either make these in Canva. You can find a lot of these will already be made in Canva, or on the app Bazzart, Bazzart, on your phone. That will have a lot of options. You can Google them. You can make them. You can do whatever you want to get these different pictures. But since I already have them in here, I'm just going to go ahead and upload those right now. So now that I've got those uploaded in there, we're almost done with our email. We just need to go ahead and change the fonts and then a few other touches like the bars. So we're going to start out with the bars. So those are actually going to be called horizontal rules. So we can just throw that in here. And we don't want any padding really on these. So we're going to make these 0. We're going to make it black. by clicking on the color and then choosing, well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All zeros is black, and then we're going to make them 2 pixels wide and see how we like that. So that's pretty solid. Now check on desktop. Okay, good. So now we only have to create that once. So now we can go ahead and grab that horizontal rule, and we're going to duplicate it, and then we're going to drag it. Let's put one here. Whoops. If I will let me drag it. Sometimes you got to play around with these. One moment. Alright, so once it'll let you grab it, sometimes it's a little difficult because it's such a thin bar. So now we have one below the grab your shirt, and then let's take this again, duplicate it. Hopefully it'll let me drag it this time. Boom, let's add it right here. And then let's add one more. Let's duplicate it again, and then let's grab it and drag one right here. So now we've kind of got the base of our email done. Now, obviously, you can make little edits here and there. What we're going to do right now is we're going to change the text. So we're just going to check what the text of this is. So I'm guessing this is, let's do Archivo Narrow. Yeah, I like that. Select all this. Let's change this to Archivo Narrow. Let's change our button text to, whoops, Archivo Narrow. Change the other button to Archivo Narrow. So now, oh, we got a couple more down here. So the table, so I'm gonna go ahead and edit all the text. So basically you just click on your text on the left side, you'll highlight it, and then you'll change the font. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the font for everything, and I'll be right back. All right, so all the text has changed. I'm actually gonna delete this horizontal rule right here. I'm not liking the placement of it. Let's grab it and delete it. Whoops, that was not the horizontal rule. Horizontal rule and delete it. So now the email's basically done. So now the key is make sure you go back around and click all your pictures like we did earlier. You click on your picture and you'll make sure that it's linked to your brand's website. So then you're good to go. Make sure you check all those. And then at the top, let's go back to your header. And each link you're going to want to link. So obviously your shop page, you're going to want to link whatever your shop page is. So maybe that's losthearts.com/shop. Maybe it's mybrandisawesome.com/shop. So make sure you click each individual one of these and you can change it. Also, you can change what the link is as well. And if you don't want 4, you can do 3, you can make 5, you can add different ones as you please. Make sure to change your link text. And after that, your email is basically done. So you can just preview this. Make sure it looks good on desktop and on mobile. So it looks pretty solid. Maybe you'll make some slight edits to how you like yours to be built. And then hit done. Now you're going to save and exit. And that's how you create your template. Now your template's done. Now all you have to do is edit the pictures and stuff in your templates, maybe the text as well, in all your different campaigns and things that you make, and you're good to go. All right, I'm going to go over how we made this graphic. So in the video you just watched previously, I skipped over how to make this because I wanted you guys to be able to find this easily and how to make this type of graphic. So we're on Canva right now. Let's look at the size. So the size we're looking at is 3456 by 5184. It doesn't have to be exact. This is just what's worked in that area is what works for the emails we're creating. So let's say we want to recreate this exactly. First of all, we're going to go ahead and bring our photo in. And now we're going to make sure that photo fits exactly in this box. Whoops. So now that's fully fit. We got the first step down, so the logo. Now let's go ahead and let's make this available now text. So on the left side, we're going to look for text, and then we're going to drag in a heading. Now this is obviously too small, so let's make it a little bit bigger. And it's going to say available now. We're going to highlight it, and we're going to change it to white. So now we have our available now text. Now we need to make the two new $5.99 tees text. So let's copy this, drag it under, and say 2 new $5.99 tees. Now obviously this is going to be too big, so let's shrink that down a bit here. So it's getting there, right? So now I don't like this font, so we're going to go ahead and just highlight both of these right here. We're going to change the font, and let's go with Archivo Black because that's what we used above. See? But I think these are slightly too big, so let's just drag them a little bit smaller and drag them to the positioning you like. Make sure you see this pink line in the middle. That means you're centered, so that's perfect. So now let's go ahead and add this little neon effect we have. So let's highlight both of these. On the top right, we're going to go to Effects. Then let's click Neon. Now I don't want it to be quite that intense, so we're going to drag it down to about 30. So now we got our neon effect, right? And now the last thing for this graphic to basically make the fade into the emails like we were looking at in the last video is we're going to go in the elements portion and we're going to look up white blur. And let's graphics, let's just hit see all. So let's kind of scroll down a little bit and I have to find the exact one. So let's keep scrolling and see if we can't find exactly what I'm looking for. So it's going to be this one right here. This is a key. There's also a black version of this if your background or your emails are black. So let's drag this in right here. Let's turn it upright to 90 degrees. And let's drag it kind of into the email. So let's drag it up. So that's not quite dark enough on the bottom. We want to get some more in there. So let's drag it up a little bit more. Kind of make that bottom look fairly white. So see how it's kind of the same? It's got that fade effect. We'll maybe even drag it up a little bit more. Maybe shrink this down and drag it up a little bit more. So now we've basically copied up here, down here. So that's basically all you have to do. And from now on, say you like using this template. So basically all your emails should look similar. So obviously the email you just looked at is similar. All the emails that go out for that are going to look similar to this. So they're all going to have this graphic on the bottom, text here. Maybe the text will be up here. Save this Canva file that you use. And all you have to do is you can delete this photo. And maybe we'll want to use a different photo. We just go ahead and drag this photo in. Whoops. And then it's already done for, hold on, let me, 1 second. Let's layer this to the front. Now all we have to do is drag our new photo in. Maybe we want to adjust where our text and stuff is, but the fade's already done at the bottom. The text is already there. You just have to edit it, and then you're good to go. So you can continue to use this template over and over and over again and get emails that look like this. This is going to be the notification portion of your website. So we're going to go in the bottom left and hit settings. Scroll down to notifications. Now your notifications are going to be anything that Shopify is going to automatically send your customers, whether they place an order, get a gift card, literally anything like that, as well as different things you need if you're going to use a platform like Klaviyo or Postscript. This is very important, and those are the two that I would recommend for your email and text marketing, Klaviyo and Postscript. But if your store has over 10,000 views per month, Attentive is the one that I would use for your texting, for SMS. But I'll go through that in a moment. So, for example, if we look up our order confirmation email, it's like orange. It kind of depends. Sometimes it'll be blue. Usually it has nothing to do with your store. But that's what we're going to change right now. So we're going to customize our email template. Now, I already have a logo on here, but it's white, but your logo will show up here. So this is going to be nothing here. So we're going to change this to our logo, and it's going to appear here. And then you can obviously change how big or little you want it. Then your accent color, make this the accent color of your store. Or I mean, if you want it to be black, you could do black. whatever you want to do. But basically your accent color is going to be all this orange is going to change to that when you save it. Let me move this out of the way. But that's just a simple thing that you can do. See, now it's red. But once you do that, it's actually going to update all of these emails for you automatically. But the most important part in this section is going to be the sender email. Now, with the sender email, this is what you're going to, when basically a customer places an order, they edit their order, any of these emails that go out to them, they're going to send from this email address, which you don't want it to be an @Gmail. Like, this is not what you should have. You should have maybe your info or your shop at your domain name. So for example, it would be shop@solius.co for us. You never want it to be an @Gmail at Yahoo. You always want it to be one of these because there's a better chance that it won't go to spam. It won't be as much of a problem if you have your @domain name. So I would change that as soon as possible. And you have to confirm it too. They'll just send you an email, you confirm it, you're good to go. So these, you can decide if you want to send them updates. For these, I would just leave them all on. It's not costing you any money. And customers like to know where their order is. Now, this is a key right here. I already have them turned off for the store. They will already be on. You do not want these on at any cost. You want these off because the problem is when a customer joins your marketing list, they will get an email that says for them to confirm their subscription. Nobody's going to confirm their subscription. So you're going to lose that customer data, which is the most important thing out of anything in your store. Data is the key. So make sure these are off. And then this is fine. You can test your notifications here. But those are the main things you're going to have to do with the notification portion.
Hey, what's up, guys? So today we're going to talk about what is the difference between a segment and a list in Klaviyo. So the main difference, we're going to go over examples first. So for a list, the best example would be your main newsletter, which is where you send everybody who subscribes to your list, right? That's going to be a list. It's quote unquote static. So it only changes as people join the list. A segment, on the other hand, is quote unquote dynamic, right? So let's use this engage last 30 days segment for an example. So if someone's engaged in the last 30 days, that means that they've opened the emails in the past 30 days. So they can be put onto that list and they can be taken off just as easily. A list, on the other hand, somebody's only really going to be taken off if they unsubscribe. So those are the main two differences. Also, for flows, they're going to need to be triggered by like a list, but campaigns can also be sent to segments, if that makes sense. So flows, you're going to need a list. Segments can be a list or a segment. Or, excuse me, campaigns can be a list or a segment. There we go.
All right, so in the last video, you learned what's the difference between lists and segments. So now I'm going to teach you how to actually create them. So you're going to go to your home of your dashboard and then find lists and segments in the audience section. At the top right, hit create list/segment. Now first we're going to create a list. All you do is name your list, test list. You could name it whatever you like, and then create list. Now you can either connect it to a sign up form like we've talked about before. You could configure a subscription page, or you could upload contacts. So if you say you're integrating your Klaviyo from another platform, maybe you had your contacts in Wix before, you can upload them via a CSV/Excel sheet into Klaviyo and put them all into this list. So that's really all you need to know about lists. They're very normal. Also, when you do create your lists, make sure, hold on, let me go back here. Make sure that you go to your settings of each list after you create them, hit consent, and then turn off double opt-ins, turn it to single opt-ins, and then save it. I already told you how to do this, but just in case you forgot, make sure to turn off double opt-ins in your list right here. Now, for segments are the cool ones. Segments are where you can have fun. So same thing, create list and segment, create a segment. Now, segment is basically going to take those lists that you created or take all your contacts in your Klaviyo account and make it smaller with certain properties that you give it. So has or has not done, certain properties about someone, if in the EU, location, if they're in a list or not, if they're suppressed for emails, if they're contented to receive SMS, and then predictive analytics. So for this example, we're going to do has or has not done, and we're going to search placed order at least once over all time. So someone that's already bought with you before, and then we're going to add an and. There's an and here, or you can do an or. So you can make it so it's like, are they in this list? Have they placed an order? And another thing about them, are they in Memphis, right? You can do many different things, and you can play around with it for what you need. But for this example, we're going to hit and then we're going to say has or has not done. We're going to go placed order again. And then we're going to say 0 times in the last 60 days. So basically, this segment is saying this is a customer that's bought from us before, but in the last 2 months, they haven't bought from us. So what you could do with this segment is you could go ahead and create a campaign off of this segment and say, hey, it's been a while. Come look at our new products or something along those lines. But that's a reason that you would use this specific segment for that. But obviously, there's a million different segments that you can create out of this. Play around with it. See what you need for a specific campaign you're sending out. But yeah, that's about it for lists and segments. All right, I'm going to go over how to add your added to cart metric to your Shopify store and then how to check it. So this is very, 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 very important. It is a little complicated. So below, I'm going to leave step-by-step directions in the links to the actual code and how to test it. Just in case you need to, if you're better at reading versus watching, the steps will be below as well. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to go to your store. We're going to hit the 3 bars and we're going to edit code. Then we're going to go to theme.liquid on the left side. And we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom. And now what we're looking for is this body tag right here. So once you've found the body tag, I don't know why it's not letting me. Oh, here we go. Once you found the body tag, that means you're good to go. So sometimes it'll be a little bit higher or lower. It depends. You have to just find the body tag. Now you're going to go to the first link in the description. You're going to scroll down and you're going to copy this code. So step 6, copy this code right here. If product, copy it, go back to your store. Above the body tag, you're just going to paste that. Then you're going to go back to the steps, go down to the bottom and find this long stretch of code. Copy the code, go back to your store, hit enter and paste it below. So now you have if product, then the code that you just did. Now you're going to hit enter again, go back to Klaviyo and find the last code. So step 7, you're going to copy the code. Now you're going to go back and you're going to paste the code. Now you are good to go. Now you just go ahead and save this and your code should work. Now, to double check that your code's working, you're going to go to your store. So for example, let's go to this website and just hit enter. And then the second link in the description, it's going to give you this other link that you're supposed to add. So basically take this right here, just the first part, copy it, go to the URL you're at, paste it, and then put in your email address. Now keep in mind, you have to subscribe to this store's email list. So if you have a pop-up on there, you can do it through the pop-up. If you have one of these down here, like your embedded one, you can do that. But once you subscribe, then you're going to test your email address. So just put in your email address. So we'll just test this one. And then we're going to go shop. And then add a product to our cart. And then once it's added to your cart, then you can go to your Klaviyo account, find metrics on the left side. And then you're going to make sure that added to cart is activated on here. And then you can see people are adding to their cart. Obviously, the metric is working. So that means you're good to go.
Hey, what's up, guys? So we got one of the most important videos in this entire program that you're about to watch. So please pay attention. Right now, we're going to talk about how to set up your flows, which are your automated emails and texts to go out to customers based on different triggers or different actions that your customers take on your site. All right, we're going to hop right into it. So first, we're going to start with our welcome series. This is going to be when someone is added to your primary list. Most of the time, it's going to be called newsletter unless you change it to something else. So let's hop in here. So we see the trigger here is when someone subscribes to newsletter. So this will happen whenever someone puts their information into any pop-up that you have and basically just joins your main list, right? So here we have the text message. This is going to say, welcome, use your code. We're going to give them a discount code in this welcome flow as a thank you for joining your list, right? So there's going to be a 15% off discount code. We're going to say, use code welcome15, save now. Here's going to be your first email. They'll basically get this at the same time as soon as they join. This, welcome to the family. It's going to be the same thing as the text. It's just going to give them their discount code, right? And thank them for joining. Let them know a little bit about what they're going to be getting when they join this list. Next one, we're going to wait 3 days. This one we usually use, the second email in the flow is what we usually use to get more followers on social media. So we'll say, follow us on social media and put your links in there, your social media links, Instagram, TikTok. There will be a more in-depth video later on in the course that will actually spell out exactly how to make these emails. Then we're going to wait 4 days. And the last email in this flow is going to be a reminder to use the discount that you just gave them, because you want to make that discount code expire after a certain point. And even if it doesn't expire, you want to put that urgency in the customer to go ahead and shop and use their discount code. So let's move on. Next one we're going to cover is your thank you. So this is going to be after someone purchases from your store, you want to give them another discount code, because there's no warmer lead than someone who just bought from you, right? So you see the trigger is when someone places order, right? So after that, we're going to wait 1 day. They're going to get a text message. Thank you for shopping. Use this discount code for another 15% off, right? Shop here link. And then they're going to get an email. Thank you for shopping with us. That's going to be the same thing. It's going to give them their discount code, invite them to shop again on your store. And we do a conditional split here. So has placed order equals 1 over all time. So basically what this will do is if they have placed an order one time, they're a first-time purchaser, right? If they haven't and they've already placed order, but it's not equaling 1, that means they're a repeat purchaser. So they're going to move to this side. So what I would suggest that you do here is you make a slightly different message for the text and the email, kind of with a more appreciative message and a different discount code. So for this one, I use loyalty, just to show that you don't give first-time purchasers and repeat purchasers the same type of treatment, right? Let's move on. Next one, we're going to go to your abandoned cart. This is a very important one. For this one, there will be videos on how to install the added to cart metric onto your store and how to basically get Klaviyo to track this event whenever someone does add something to their cart on their store. So there will also be a video on how to test whether or not it's working, so you can actually use this flow. So we see here the trigger when someone added to cart. Now let's check out our flow filters. So if we go to flow filters, these are what determine if the person will still get the message if they do or don't do these things, right? So let's check out these flow filters. So we got when someone has done or not done, checkout started at least once since starting this flow. So if someone goes to checkout after adding something to their cart, they're going to get the abandoned checkout emails instead of the added to cart ones, right? When someone has done or not done, placed order at least once since starting this flow. If they place an order, they're going to get the thank you. There's no need to send them an abandoned cart email. So all of these are going to prevent these messages from continuing to send to customers after they have done these events, basically. And then the last but not least, has not been in this flow in the last 5 days. You want to make that's really just to make sure that in case there are any bugs in the system or anything, that these people don't receive the same emails back to back to back. So that's what that last flow filter is for. So for this one, you can wait, I would say I'd give them about 30 minutes just to make sure that they're not just looking around, and you give them some time before you send an email to them trying to get them back on your store, right? So your first email is going to be a reminder that they left something in their cart, a reminder to come back to the store and purchase, and you can also give them a discount code, right? Then we're going to wait 1 day after sending this one. This will all happen automatically, just to be clear. Second email in the flow is going to be a reminder that the discount will expire. Remind them to use their discount, come back and shop before their cart also expires. Let's move on. Next, we have abandoned checkout. So this is what I mentioned a little bit earlier. So after someone adds something to their cart, the next step is to go to checkout, right? So we see here the trigger is when someone has started checkout. Let's check out the flow filters. So we see this one is if someone has not placed an order since starting the flow, and then the same has not been in the flow in the last 5 days. So this is just to prevent anybody who actually places an order from still receiving these emails as if they did not actually place their order. So for this one, we're going to wait 30 minutes. They're going to get their first email. And we usually don't give a discount in this one. We're just going to let them know, basically, we saw you left this, come back and purchase. Then we're going to wait 1 day. And then we're going to let them know that, their cart's basically going to expire and they should come back and shop soon. Then we got our browse abandonment. So this trigger is going to be whenever someone views a product on your store. So you see here the trigger when someone viewed product. Let's check out the flow filters. So you see checkout started 0 times. So they haven't been to checkout. They haven't placed an order. And they have not been in this flow in the last 10 days, right? So we're going to wait 45 minutes just to give them some time to, maybe check around different products, go through the cart, go through checkout, and to actually place their order before we actually start sending them an email. So this one, saw you eyeing this. You're basically going to show them in the email what they left behind or what they viewed. I'll show you how to do that in the more in-depth video. Don't worry. But yeah, that's all for this one. Then let's go to customer win back. So trigger here is when someone places order, but wait, there's more. Okay, so we want to make sure that they haven't placed an order 1 time since starting this flow, and we're going to wait 75 days. The reason for this, basically, you want to get people who have purchased with you before but haven't purchased in a long time. So what we're going to do in this is we're going to show them what products are really popping right now in your store to try and get them back interested and purchase again, right? So after this first one, we're going to wait another 15 days and we're going to send them one last email, try and get them back on our store before, they basically forget about us. That's it for this one. Okay. Let's go to site visit. So this triggers when someone just comes on your site and they're subscribed to your newsletter. Let's check out the flow filters. So, like I mentioned before, they're going to get emails if they go and view a product. So we want to make sure that this flow filter is here to make sure that they're not receiving this email if they viewed a product, because they're going to get that browse abandon email. Also, make sure that they haven't started checkout, because we don't want them receiving multiple different emails for the same interaction on your store. So email here, we saw you checking us out. Then you can basically show them your best sellers, things like that, to try and get them interested and let them know, hey, we think you'll like some of this stuff. Come back and shop. After site visit, sunset unengaged. This is a very important one. So I'll show you the segment in just a second. This is when someone joins unengaged. So to sum it up for you, this will be whenever someone has not opened an email from you in the last 90 days. So they're not interacting with your store. The reason that you need to have this unengaged segment is so that your open rates will be higher. You're not spending money sending emails to people who aren't opening your stuff. So the reason for this is to basically try and get these people to open your messages again, get back into your engaged list. So you're not just, sending stuff to spam, lowering your deliverability, and overall just less effective email marketing. So there's going to be just a couple emails in here. These are just going to be in an effort to try and get these people to open the email, hopefully come back to your store and shop. And then if they don't open the email or click or anything, they will be set as unengaged and they will be filtered out of your email list, because you don't want to continue sending stuff to people who are not interacting. It does you no good. All right, that's it, guys. Stay tuned for the more in-depth video. Y'all are going to see me fully walk through how to set up all the flows, and I'll show you each email and text individually.
All right, this video is going to be about the Back in Stock app. Now, if you already watched the Shopify version of this in the apps section, we already went over this, but this is specifically to talk about the email side of it. So you can go to your apps and sales channels, Shopify App Store. Now you're going to look up Back in Stock. And it's this app right here. So it's free to install, but then there's also plans options depending on how many notifications you want to send out. Now, this is what the Back in Stock app does. So see how this product is sold out? It's going to come up with a notify with me available on here, and then as well as on the left side on mobile as well. So then they just put in their email address, and then they put in their size, and they hit notify me. And now what this does is this is automatically going to send them an email when you put that product in stock. So what you can do is maybe you're restocking a product, which is good for this, but also if you're about to drop a new product, put it on your website, because some people might hit this button to notify them, and then when you drop, you're just going to add the stock to your website, and then they're going to get an email as well, no matter what. So that's the main thing about Back in Stock. You can change the colors and the placement of these in the Back in Stock settings when you go to set it up. I'm not going to go through that. It's very simple. Just follow the steps that Back in Stock tells you to take.
About the free product with a purchase campaign. So in this example, you get a free chain with every with a jogger set that you buy, right? So basically what you do here, you can set this up in Shopify using discounts. It's pretty simple. And then the main thing here is to get people to buy a higher priced item, basically to help push the sale easier using a free product that doesn't cost you that much money. If you really don't want to lose any money at all on the free product, you can up the price of the higher ticket option that they're going to have to buy in order to get the actual free product. That's one way to do it. But like I said, this is a great way. What's up, y'all? So right now I'm about to show you how to successfully drop a new product or collection and how to market it correctly using emails and text. So the product drop starts before the actual drop day. So what I mean by that is leading up to the drop day, maybe 2-3 days before, you want to start sending out emails telling your customers, if you want VIP access before everyone else, join our text list and use this link. I'll show you in a separate video how to actually link directly to your text list so that they can sign up. So in this first video, or in this first email leading up to the drop, they basically said, unlock early access, sign up to their exclusive list. I guess they're giving a discount as well. So this entire email is trying to get people, like it's showing people what they're dropping. They're dropping jerseys right here, and they're trying to get them to the exclusive club or the VIP list, right? So this is what you send leading up to a product drop or a collection drop. Get people on the text list so that you can, because text convert better. More people are going to actually see the text message. More people are going to click on it. It's just how it goes. If you want the most sales possible, you need the most phone numbers possible. Emails are also important. Don't skip out on emails because they work together. But yeah, so after that, let's see. So then the live email, once they actually drop the new collection, it's going to look like this. So it's like Jersey collection is actually here. And these people, join the VIP. So they're getting a VIP discount. Once again, just showing off the products. But the main point is if you're dropping a new product or a new collection, you have to prime your customers first. It's not just to get them to the text list, but it's also to get them excited for it, right? And build up anticipation. So whenever you're marketing beforehand, you can say stuff like, we only got a few of these or like limited quantity. So you're going to need early access or else you're not going to get it, right? That's kind of how you can market it. So yeah, hype up your list first, get them to the text list, and then most importantly, send out an email and a text whenever drop date arrives. And that's how it's done. All right, y'all. So right here, I'm going to show you how to make a VIP segment. So these are going to be your VIP customers that, let's say you're sending a campaign and you want to just show a little appreciation for your VIPs. You want to give them an extra sort of discount that you don't want to give to just everybody because you want to show your VIPs that you appreciate them and, for supporting you, for shopping with your brand, for being a loyal customer. So right now we're inside of Klaviyo. We're going to go to list and segments. We're going to go to create a segment. So we can just simply call this VIPs. And then for the definition, you can also define with AI, but you can either do when someone has placed an order a certain amount of times or if someone has spent a certain amount of money. So for this example, we're just going to do place an order over, let's say 5 times. So if we go down here, placed order is at least 5 times. You can do it in the last however many days, or I would just do overall time because that's what we really care about is like they've shopped with us overall time. But yeah, it's pretty simple. This is all you got to do. Place the order at least 5 times overall time. And you can just give them special discounts, special access to certain products, certain restocks, stuff like that. What's up, guys? So In this video, we're going to be talking about how to export your customers from Shopify to your email marketing platform. I'm going to use Klaviyo for this example because that's what we use. So if you haven't already been on the SMS email game, no worries. You probably have a lot of customers already, depending on, how long you've had your brand, how many customers you've sold to, everything like that. So once we are, a lot of people think that they have to start from scratch as soon as they start collecting data. It's not true. You've probably already been collecting it through checkout. So right now we're inside Shopify. Go to your customers. You're going to see all your customers right here. And then we're going to hit export. And then all customers, you can do either one, both of them work. And then once you hit export customers, it's going to send you an email with the CSV file. Go to your email, open the email from Shopify. As soon as you click the link, it's going to just say all customers CSV or customer export CSV file, right? Click that link, it's going to download it. Then what you're going to do with that, go inside of your email marketing platform. So I'm inside of Klaviyo right now. Go to your list and segments. And then what you want to do is upload that into your main customer list. So we're going to use all customers, and then we're going to hit, nope, that's a second. 1 second. We'll just use this for example. So this is a list. You can you want to import this to a list. So then we're going to hit import data. And then here you have where to upload your CSV file from. So you can either hit upload and it'll bring up your downloads, or in mine I use Chrome, so the downloads show up right here. And then I just click that. My recent downloads are right here, and then drag and drop that right there. And then it's going to ask you if they subscribe to email and text. I would just hit both, and then you hit upload. And that's it. That's how you take your customers from Shopify into your email marketing platform. If you've been collecting them already before you actually started using email and text. What's up, y'all? So I'm about to show you the main segment of customers that you're going to be sending the majority of your messages to. This is going to be engaged 30 or 60, 90, kind of whatever you choose, but I recommend using engaged 30 for the most part. This is going to be people that are engaged with your brand the most. So we're just going to hop right into it. So we're inside of Klaviyo right now. Under the audience tab, we're going to go to lists and segments. We're going to create a new segment. We're going to call it engage 30. You can also use the define with AI button, where you just kind of in your normal words tell it exactly what you want. You can say I want people engaged with my brand in the last 30 days. It's kind of the easy route, but I'll show you the manual route here. So engage 30, these are the conditions that we want to have, right? So we're going to go to select condition, and someone has done, person has, we're going to say opened email at least once in the last 30 days, and someone has done, clicked email at least once in the last 30 days, and someone has done. We also want to include active on site, because that means they're still engaged at least once in the last 30 days. And then last but not least, we're going to do someone has or has not done placed order. And this one you can extend a little bit more than 30 days because they're still engaged if they bought from you in the last month and a half. We're going to do 45 days. And this is exactly how you do it. Along this this side, it kind of it keeps track of how many people have done each thing. So with segments, as you add more ands instead of ors, this is basically knocking the list down more and more based on each additional thing. So anybody that's going to be in this list at the very end of this has done all of these things, versus if you hit or, it's going to be all of the people that have done each of these things, not necessarily, how do I say this? Not necessarily they've done, like, each person hasn't done all of them, but let's say Bill opened an email. He's going to be in this one, but he hasn't clicked one. But, Sam has clicked one and opened one. Both of them are going to be in this segment. And then you just hit create segment, and that's how you make your engaged 30 list. I would recommend that you send the majority of your messages here for the highest deliverability rate, because the more that you send to your entire list, everybody in that list isn't going to interact with your emails. And from them not interacting, engaging, is going to show Gmail that it's going to make Gmail think that you're like a spam sender, because people aren't engaging with it, and it looks like you're just bulk sending the people that aren't interested. Versus if you send to an engaged list, it's going to be mostly people that are actually going to open your stuff, which is going to increase your open rates and lower your spam complaint level. What's up, y'all? So, super important video right here. I'm about to show you how to craft a high converting SMS message. So, the main thing that we want to use SMS for are, flash sales, product drops, kind of like instant, like relevancy type of text. Let's say something urgent happens, like Instagram goes down. You want to use a text for those type of things, because they're going to be a lot quicker. You can get them out like right at that moment and get the most sales possible. Basically, most people to actually engage with it. So I'm inside of Klaviyo right now. You go to campaigns. We're going to make a new campaign. We're going to do this so this is inside of Start My Stores Klaviyo. So let's say we're giving away a free store. No, we're not. We're doing half off stores today only. So for the name, I'm going to say half off stores. I'll usually just put what list or segment I'm sending to. So we're going to do SMS subscribers. Today is the date. SMS, continue. Then who are we sending to? We're sending to our SMS subscribers. And then skip recently messaged profiles. We always want to turn this off so that everybody gets it. Tracking, we always want to turn tracking on so we can see click rates and placed orders. So then if we go into the campaign, there we go. So it starts off blank. First thing that we need is an attention grabber. So we need something that's everybody's going to get this text, right? But everybody isn't going to actually hit the notification whenever it pops up and read the text. So we need them to do that step first. So for this one, we're going to say, we're going to lose money on this, but oh well. Change going to gonna, because that's how we talk. We're going to lose money on this, but oh well. Half off all stores today only. Last but not least, we need the CTA. And we're going to say, get your store 50% off here. And then we just want to use the link to wherever they're going to actually sign up or buy the thing that you're selling. Pretty simple. You just go to your website. Let's say it's a product page or your shop all page, something like that. Copy and paste that right here. And that is how we make this message. Let's see if there's any way that we can make this better. We're going to lose money on this, but oh well. Half off all stores today only. Start an exclamation point. Get your store 50% off here. I like this. Okay. Yeah, this is how it's done. The main thing with text, we like to do a three line type of text where, the first line is always going to be your attention grabber to get people to actually click on the text message. The next line, second line, is going to be the purpose of the text. So what is the offer? Why are we texting them? It's half off all stores today only. And last but not least is going to be your CTA, your call to action. So get your store 50% off here. And then this is where we just throw the link that they're going to go to purchase whatever we're selling. Also, in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a text to opt-in message. So I know you've probably seen people say on their stories, like a brand saying, text this number to join our list, right? And you're probably like, how in the world do they do this? So I'm about to show you how to do it right here. So let's say you're using Klaviyo. We're going to go to under audience. We're going to hit growth tools and then set up SMS keywords. So going to hit configure, and then we're going to go to subscribe keywords. You can add a keyword. You can have this be whatever you want. Let's say we make it VIP. We want to go into our SMS subscriber list, make it single opt-in so they don't have to confirm, and then save. Just that simple. And then so you need to use your phone number. So your company phone number, not your personal. So right here, this is our phone number for Klaviyo. We're going to take this. Let's say like you want to make a story about it. Take this number right here. Say text this number or text VIP to this number if you want, early access or just to join our VIP club. And that's exactly how you do it. You can use it on a story, on a post, at events. You can use this in a bunch of different ways, get creative with it. But yeah, super valuable tool to get more phone numbers on your list. 3 for 60 or 2 for 30s on teas and stuff like that. So this is an easy way to basically be able to discount products if they are bought in bulk, right? So that's how you increase your average order value. For instance, let's say you're doing 2 for 30 teas. You make the price of one tea like $20, right? But if they just get a second one, it's going to be like less per item, right? So that's how it's all about playing with your pricing to get people to spend more on each interaction. But pretty simple email we got here. They got the 3 hoodies, 3 for $60, a little bit of copy right here, and then just showing off the hoodies once again down here. Second CTA down here so that people don't have to scroll all the way back up to click if they want to click from down here. You'd be surprised at what that does for your conversions. But yeah, guys, definitely try this if you're releasing a new product of like the same product but different colors, or if you're trying to get rid of some stuff, we call it stinky fish, stuff that's sitting on the shelves, not selling. This is a great way to do it. And because, people are getting a deal basically. So yeah, try this out. Like always, let me know how it goes. All right, y'all. So this next section is going to be all about campaigns. These are emails and texts that you send on a monthly basis manually. So we already talked about flows, right? The automations, those are a one-time setup. You go back and you adjust those here and there. You update them. But those are, for the most part, a one-time setup. Campaigns are what you send on a monthly basis to keep generating that revenue to promote, whatever deals you have, whatever product releases you got going on. That's what you use campaigns for. And that's what I'm about to run through with this entire section. All right, y'all. So in this video, we're going to learn how to make a pop-up for your website so that we can collect customer data whenever they visit the site, basically. So to start off, we're going to do this in Klaviyo. This is our email and SMS marketing platform that we use. So we're inside Klaviyo. We go to sign up forms. Then we're going to start from scratch, go to create sign up form. So for this example, we're just going to use this one. So you need to pick where you want the emails to go and where you want the phone numbers to go, right? So for this one, I would just use your main list that you use for basically everybody. And then make an SMS subscriber list. And then create form. So the main thing that's going to help your pop-up convert the best and get the most people to actually give you their info instead of just clicking off is the incentive, right? It's like, what are they getting in exchange for giving you their info? So for this, you could give, a percent off, cashback, or, depending on what you actually have, maybe it's like a free trial or something, right? So for this one, it says limited time 10% off. Instead, I think we'll say we're gonna say save 10% off your first order. And then we're gonna say when you join the community. Then here we got an email input form. That's pretty simple. So it's just going to ask them like, what's your email? And then they're just going to input their email. This button is going to submit this right here to your email list. And then it's also going to show the next step. So for these pictures, I would replace this with photography from your brand so that they know a little bit about like it just looks a lot better than just a form with just words on it. So yeah, definitely throw your photography right here. And then the next step that they're going to see is in SMS opt-in, right? So right now it says one SMS only deals. I don't really like that. So what we're going to change it to is ready to join the VIP club, ? Then here we're going to say get access to exclusive drops, discounts, and more. That'll work. This is the SMS compliance box. So basically, they tell you that you need to have this so that basically everybody knows what they're signing up for. The rules on SMS are a lot more strict than email. So that's why we have to have this. Also, there's going to be a place where your privacy policy and your terms should be linked. So right here, it looks like they're already linked, but they're not. So if we go right here, highlight privacy policy, go right here to link, and then just go to the privacy policy page in your website, like on your website, copy and paste the link right here so that it takes people there whenever they click this, then hit apply, and then do the same thing for your terms page. So I like to move this down here underneath where they put their phone number in, and then pretty simple, same as the email thing. So they're going to put in their number, and then this is going to send them a text to their phone. And it's you can turn off double opt-ins for emails, but you can't do it for phone numbers. So I'm going to show you that a little bit later. But after they press this button, they're going to get a text, and it says it's going to pre-fill another text message in their phone that says send this message to subscribe to SMS messages from this brand, right? And they have to do that to actually be added to your list. So that's what's going to happen here. Same thing here with the picture. Use photography from your brand. And then here it says, no, I don't want text. I would change this to something a little bit more repelling, I guess. I would say, no, I don't want more discounts. Something along that lines to where whenever they go to press it, it makes them feel stupid for even wanting to press that. So yeah, that's the SMS opt-in part. And then you can either add a step here for whatever. And then there's the success page. It's going to say, thanks for signing up. Check your mobile device to confirm your SMS subscription. So basically, that's exactly how you make a pop-up form. Now let's go to targeting and behavior because this is also important. So right here it says timing. So this is when the form actually pops up whenever someone visits. So on default, it's set to immediately, but we don't want that at all. So instead, we're going to have based on rules because if someone comes onto your site and then they're instantly hit with a pop-up, it just looks really scammy. They don't know what they're even signing up for. They haven't had a chance to look at your products, nothing like that. So we're going to go to based on rules, and then we're going to do, I like to do after time delay, and I do like 6 or 7 seconds. And then you can also do after visitors scrolled a certain amount. You can do like, it's like 50% of the landing page, right? Something like that. And then you can also do this so that if someone closes the form, it doesn't show it to them every time they open the site. It's kind of up to you on how aggressive you want to be with that. 5 days should be fine. Some people change it to like 2 weeks, so like 14 days, kind of up to you. Yeah, so you're good on that side. And yeah, that's exactly how you make a pop-up. I want to see this on all y'all sites. What's up, y'all? So this video is going to be about seasonal / holiday campaigns. This is a great way to basically stay relevant to what's going on in the world at the time, aka holidays or what time of the year it is. So for this example, it was Cinco de Mayo, so they did $5.99 teas, right? So when you open the email, the first thing that you're going to see, logo, of course, and then what's the point of the email? Teas are only $5.99, and then the scarcity part, urgency, today only. If you don't shop today, you're not getting a tea for $5.99. And then we got a really engaging graphic here. It's all like Cinco de Mayo theme, kind of a little Mexican font, I guess you could say. And it's a GIF, right? You can make a GIF using Canva. Just search Canva GIF Maker. Simple. And then most importantly, we got a CTA, a call to action, shop $5.99 sale. We got a little bit of copy right here, nothing too crazy. Something, a little play on words. Cinco de Mayo is a perfect excuse to get more world and vision, basically. And then another CTA. And then down here, they want more people on their app. So they included this part. Don't worry about that if you don't have an app, obviously. And then down here, we have our UVP. So kind of like, what are a few things that separate you from all these other brands? So of course, you can use like decently basic ones, but you want something to kind of like help people distinguish you. So they got fast shipping, 500,000 plus happy customers. That's huge for showing social proof, showing that other people actually like this brand and people do shop with them. And they're also made in Louisiana. So if you're local, you'll care about that. You're like, oh, that's my state. Cool. But basically, the point of this is stay updated on your holidays. You need to be sending campaigns on holidays. Also for different seasons, you want to send different stuff. Let's say it's summer. We want to send more of our shorts or shirts, things that people wear during the summer. Tell them something like, we want to keep you warm or keep you cool this summer. Here's like the best gear to do it, whatever. Or, let's say it's the winter opposite, right? So you're going to promote a lot of hoodies, leggings, joggers, whatever you got, jeans. But yeah, that's the whole purpose is staying relevant to the time of the year, what's happening. It'll resonate with your customers more, especially for holidays like Christmas and stuff. I would promote that ahead of time so that people can buy stuff for their families and it arrive at their house before the actual holiday so they can, wrap it up, give it to their families. And please don't miss Black Friday. I'm begging you. If you don't send a campaign for the rest of the year, you need to be sending several during Black Friday, Cyber Monday time. But yeah, guys, that's this video. Stay relevant. Stay updated on your holidays. Send campaigns, make money. What's up, y'all? So this email campaign is kind of a mix between a bestsellers campaign, a discount, and a holiday. So as we can see, it's Memorial Weekend. So we're doing the whole site's up to 40% off. So different. Whenever, people say up to 40% off, obviously there's different discounts. And the top ones are 40%. So that's what you advertise basically. So on this one, we're telling them like that we're discounting the bestsellers and the new releases. So in this GIF right here that we made, we included some of the bestsellers, right? Like there's the two new tees and these two pairs of shorts. So basically, we come down here, we have a little bit of copy, just explaining the offer a bit, telling them what's discounted, and then call to action buttons, of course. Never forget these, or else nobody's going to be able to buy from you. To leave the email and go to your store. And then we got our UVP down here. And yeah, pretty simple. But I'd say like once a month or so, I would send out a bestsellers campaign to just keep people updated on what's hot right now, because people like what other people also like, if that makes sense. Kind of like that social proof thing that we just talked about in the social proof email video. But yeah, definitely start sending this once a month, once every 2 months or so. What's good, y'all? So in this video, I'm going to show you an example of what we call a social proof email. So basically what social proof is showing your, prospective customers that you actually have customers that shop with you that like your brand, and you show that off, right? So in this one, we basically just show a couple customers rocking Lost Arts. And then also like trying to get more UGC, we tell them like tag us in their Lost Arts, so that we can feature them on the page, feature them in the emails. And then another side of social proof is reviews, right? Reviews are a huge thing. You should definitely be collecting reviews on your website. So if you just feature these in different emails at certain times, like it's a great way to help push sales through, just to show your prospective customers that you do have people that enjoy your brand, and that's exactly what people want to hear whenever they're deciding on if they want to shop with you or not. So try this out. I would do this at least once a month or so, just to mix this in. Keep showing new customers as you gather more UGC, and yeah, let me know how it goes. What's up, y'all? So we're about to go over another video on how to grow your list. This time we're going to be using ManyChat to extract our customer data from our social media following. So what you can use this for, you can use this for a ton of different things. The example I'm going to give you today is, let's say you are about to launch a product in a few days, right? And you post on your social media a picture of your new product, and you're like, y'all ready for this? Comment a keyword, right? Pick anything. Pick like the name of your product or something. Pick like say comment new tea for early access or something like that, right? Or to be the first to know whenever it drops. So you picked your keyword. You're gonna go into ManyChat. So if you go to ManyChat.com, make an account. You're going to have to integrate it with your Instagram so that it can actually send these things automatically. And once you're inside ManyChat, you're going to come down to automation. And then if we start here, you can use templates, or we're just going to start from scratch for this example, but feel free to go through all these templates and show you how to do it from scratch. So right here, first, you need to have a trigger for the message that they get, right? So new trigger, we're going to say user comments on your post or reel. There's a ton of different uses that you can use for. You can also use this for stories for the same type of thing. Someone sends you a DM. Tons of uses for ManyChat, super valuable website. So for this example, we're going to do user comments on your post or reel. And then if you have the free version, you have to pick a specific one. If you have the paid version, you can use the same keyword for all of your posts. So if they comment, new tea on any of your posts, they'll get this automation. But if you have the free one, you can just do, like, you can only do to specific posts, right? So after, you're going to select your post, and then let's say we want to do this one, right? Let's move this. Cool. And then continue. Comment, include these keywords. We're going to say new new T, right? Cool. Continue. Would you like to set up public reply in the feed? So you can like automatically set up a response after that. So you can choose to do that or not. We'll say no. Save. And then this is where they actually send the message, right? So here you just want to type in what exactly you want your message to say. You could say, if it's for the example that we talked about earlier, where you're releasing a product soon and they want to be the first to know about it, right? You can say something like, hey, you say like, thanks for commenting. Hit the link below to be the first to know when we drop. And then you can add a button. And then from the button, you can do a bunch of different things. For this example, we're going to do open website. And you also need to name the button. So you can say like, you say like join the VIP club or something like that, right? So where it's indicating that that's what they're getting whenever they click this button. And then from here, you can use your embedded form that we have another video on how to do. Just link that right here. It'll take them to the embedded form on your site. They'll put in their info, be added to your list, and then on drop day, whenever you actually release the product, you're going to send to your normal list in your email SMS platform. And yeah, exactly. That's how you announce the drop right there. And then most important step is you set it live. If you don't set it live, it's not going to work. Also, after you post, I would check to make sure that this is working. So you can just like use another account or like ask a buddy to test it for you. Make sure that they got the actual automated DM. You want to test that before you get a bunch of people commenting and it's not actually DMing them. But yeah, guys, this is ManyChat. I definitely recommend using this to extract that data from your social media following.